Find Euros 610 WTVN, an iHeart radio station, live from L.E.P.D. Firearms Range and Training Facility. This is On Target, the latest from the firearms industry, the products and politics that affect your hobby and liberty. This program may not be politically correct, but it is On Target. Now, your host, Delbert.
Welcome back to On Target. We are broadcasting live today from the L.E.P.D. Studios, 999 Bethel Road. This is Boom Boom Tactical, and today our special guest, finally getting to him, Bob from Gun Owners Legal Defense. And thanks again for bringing out the Smith's truck out there. There is tons of food. If you're in the neighborhood, folks, stop by, talk to our friends over at Gun Owners Legal Defense, and definitely pick up lunch while you're here. But thanks so much for coming in. I mean, I know you guys had a little drive this morning through some rain, but
hey, we thank you for the opportunity. We really appreciate this.
It is. It's really. You know what? You know, we joke around here a lot, but what you guys do is really a serious thing. If you're going to carry a firearm, you make that choice, and we say that that's not a choice to be taken lightly. But if you choose to get your CHL or concealed carry license, your next step should certainly be hooking up with an organization such as yourself to provide the backing in case something happens. I mean, that is, we always say if you're in a shooting situation, it's going to come at a time and place not of your choosing. And it's going to change your life, folks. It's going to change your life forever. We all get settled into a nice house and family and a routine, and it will change that in an instant. And folks like Bob and his organization can help with that.
And a big way that it will change it is if whether you're involved in a rifle shooting or not, it's going to cost you a lot of money.
Right. Practice shooting costs thousands.
Right.
There are many examples of those.
And you know what? I mean, we sit around, we talk about this stuff all day long, and a lot of us are in law enforcement, so it's always at the top of our mind. For many people, you get your kill carry, you go about your business and your daily routine, and you carry and everything, but you don't really hone in on what it means if you're ever in a scenario where you have to pull that firearm and let alone pull the trigger and stuff. So that's where Bob and his organization come in. So Bob, tell us a little bit about yourself. I know retired law enforcement, so you've worked, 1-2 years in law enforcement?
I spent 20 years with the police department, and when I retired, I probably should have retired because the Gun Owners Legal Defense Network has really consumed my life. The way we started was the founder of the company out in Texas, he owns a gun range out there, and he's a concealed carry instructor. And he ran into one of his former students in the grocery store. So he asked him, hey, what kind of gun are you carrying? He goes, well, I'm not carrying a gun. So why? You went through my course, you paid all that money, you qualified. He says, Jason, I'm afraid of getting in some kind of trouble. I put that gun on, I go out to the public, I'm afraid somebody's going to see it, I'm going to get in some kind of trouble. But Jason called me and said, hey Bob, we've got to do something to make gun owners feel comfortable to carry their firearms. We need good guys with guns out there. You're in law enforcement. We appreciate you pull over a car, it has a concealed carry, you run the plate, or concealed carry permit on it, a holder. You're going to have no trouble with this person, and they could be there to assist you if you ever get in a jackpot. So we came up with this idea, and we realized there were other companies out there that did this, but for an annual fee, and it's simple, $100 a year. If that person ever gets in any kind of legal problems carrying or using their firearms, we provide them with an attorney at no additional charge with no cap, whether it's a criminal charge or whether it's civil. Even if you don't get charged criminally, even if it's a good shoot and it's determined this was self-defense, this guy had to shoot, you're going to get sued. The family of the person you shot is going to sue you. We offer unlimited legal representation, both criminally and civilly, for our members. No cap, no matter what.
So what, for $100, and if I should say, if you do that through an organization such as ours, it's even a little bit less expensive.
Correct. For L.E.P.D. anybody who registers with our company through L.E.P.D., and we reduce that to $75 a year.
Which is a no-brainer. And someone, I think it was one of your other gentlemen here, brought up a good point. If you do that for 10 years, let's say you do $100 a year for 10 years, and you have, $1,000 invested in this, what is a retainer on an attorney cost if you were in that scenario? I mean,
About
seriously.
$1,300 to pick up the phone. It's just
For a shoot? For you kill somebody, you're talking $25,000.
Yeah, that's what you're talking.
For a retainer.
We have several examples I use in my class where, that happened years ago with everything 100% legal and on film. It still cost the guy a right to shoot, happened to be in Texas. And it still cost him about $16,000 for legal representation just on a righteous shoot, which he actually got shot in that, returned fire, ended up killing the guy, and with the family suit, the whole business, totally righteous, and it cost him that much. So, if you have car insurance because your car's worth a lot, what's your life worth? There's the life of you and your family, and it's a great bargain. It's cheap. Through us, $75 a year could save you thousands should you ever, unfortunately, get to the incident. So,
Right.
it's a no-brainer.
We're talking with Bob from Golden here. If you want to jump in on the conversation, if you have a question for Bob, it's 614-821-WTVN or 1-800-610-WTVN.
I'm impressed with the book. Now, it has nothing to do with the insurance, does it, Bob? In fact, I started to look at it because I never pay attention to the show we're on. and it's really kind of neat. I mean, because you quote here King Solomon in Proverbs 29:15. Did you know that, Eric? It says, "The rod and reproof give wisdom, but a child left to himself bringeth his mother to shame." And then it was like you would thank your parents for spanking you when you deserved it.
Yes, sir.
It's great, this is what, this is the family.
It goes back to what you talked about.
I'm looking forward to reading this book, but I won't read any more now during the show.
We appreciate that. Like you said too, Bob, there's a lot of different organizations out there. Let's tee up some of the things that differentiate you. I've gone through a ton of them, and some of them, only cover you when you're in your home state, and some of them it's not immediate coverage. You have to apply for it. What are some of the highlights of what Golden brings versus some of the competing companies?
Well, we did a lot of research on other companies, and the one thing we decided to do with Golden was we filed as a nonprofit. We're a 501c4, we've applied for 501c3. And what that means is we can't build this company into an empire and then sell it for a couple $1 million. You can't do that with a nonprofit. You have to give it away. If you disband the company, you have to give everything away. That kind of separates us from the other companies that are in it for the money, to make a profit. None of our staff has received anything. We don't get any kind of pay for this at all. This is something we volunteer to do. We run the company in our spare time, and I'm retired, so it's full time for me. But we decided to go nonprofit just for that reason, to show people that this is a passion of ours. We got to have people carrying their weapons out in public. We have to get these people comfortable. So, and one of the other things we did is we compared costs. You won't find another company where the cost is as low as ours. And we basically, Eric, what we did was we adopted the Walmart method of marketing. If you offer an excellent price for a great product, you're going to sell more of that product. So we basically decided we're no bells and whistles. Also, we don't offer a whole bunch of. We don't send out monthly magazines and glossy brochures and all that stuff. We're bare bones, no bells and whistles. You get in trouble, you got an attorney at no additional charge. That attorney stays with you through every hearing, the trial, criminal, civil, and you don't pay another penny. That's our model.
And there's an interesting page on your website that points out the differences between you guys and some of the other people that are in it for the money, or that are offering similar.
Yeah, we give you a detail if you have a question on something you're considering. And I'll tell you what, Bob, talk about always answering the phone. I think I must call the wrong number. I call the hotline number whenever I'm calling, and day or night. How many times have I called and it's 10:30 at night? I'm like, oh, I didn't realize it was that late. But they always
24/7.
Yeah,
You have a real person, not a
24/7. Yes, sir.
Please press this or press that. A real person.
When we come back, we'll continue our conversation with Bob from Gun Owners Legal Defense Network. Give us a call, 614-821-WTVN, if you want to jump in on the conversation, or stop by the store. We're at 999 Bethel Road. Got the Schmitz truck out there. Nice lunch for you. Stop by. We'll be back right after the break.